Sonic the Hedgehog, often viewed as one of the worst classic creepypastas, but it's often seen as a classic creepypasta, one that everyone should know about. That's really all I have to say on this. Let's get right into it. I'm a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan, much like anyone else. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics. I don't think I've ever played glitchy or hacked games before, although I don't think I want to play any after the experience I've had. It all started on a nice summer afternoon. I was playing Sonic Direct. I was playing Sonic Unleashed. You know how I liked how I got to explore the towns in it, until I noticed that my peripheral version, the mailman had arrived and put something in my mailbox as usual and left. I paused my game to go see what I got in the mail. The only thing inside the mailbox was a CD case from computers and a note. I looked inside. I looked inside and took it inside. I looked at the note first and realised it was from my dear friend Kyle, who I hadn't heard from in 2 weeks. I know that because I recognised it. Right? Although what was weird is how it looked. It looked badly written and scratchy and somewhat difficult to read, as if Kyle was having a hard time writing it down and did it in a hurry. This is what I wrote. Tom, I can't take this anymore. I have to get rid of this thing somehow. Before it's too late. I was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't do it! He's after me. And if you don't destroy his CD, he'll come after you too. He's too fast for me, Tom. Please, Tom. Destroy this godforsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. Destroy the game and you'll destroy him. But do it quick, otherwise he'll catch you. Don't play the game. It's what he wants. Just destroy it! Please. Kyle. Well, that was certainly weird. Even though Carl is my best friend. And I hadn't seen him in 2 weeks. And I didn't do what he asked me. Come on, it's just a video game, right? Maybe he was playing a prank on me. That's what I thought at the time. Anyway, I looked at the disc. It looked like any ordinary computer CDR disc, except it had a black marker on it, written Sonic.exe. It was much unlike Carl's handwriting, meaning he must have gotten it from someone else, like a pawn shop or eBay. When I saw Sonic on the writing of the CD, I was usually excited and wanted to play it. Since I'm a big Sonic, since I am big Sonic fan, I went up to my room and turned on the computer. I put the disc in and installed the game. When the title screen popped up, I noticed it was like the first Sonic game. I was like, awesome! Because, like, earlier I said I like the classics. The first thing I noticed was the autoplay. Autoplays when I pressed that. It was a split second when I saw the title, turned it into something much different. Something I now consider horrifying before cutting to black. I remember what the image looked like in that split second before the game cut to black. The sky had darkened. The title emerald was rusted and ruined. Sega 1991 was now Sega 666. And the water had turned red like blood. But it didn't seem like common Genesis type blood. It was photorealistic. But the freakiest thing was the split-second frame was Sonic. His eyes were pitch black, bleeding, with two glowing red dots staring right at me, and his smile had stretched wider up to the edge of his face. I was rather disturbed about the image when I saw it, though I figured that was just a glitch and I forgot about it. After it cut to black, it stayed like that for 10 seconds or so. And then another weird thing happened. Like the save file select from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 popped up. I was like, what the hell? What's this doing in the first Sonic game? Anyway, I noticed something off. The background was the dark cloudy sky of the bad Stardust Speedway level from Sonic.exe. There were 3 save files. The music was that creepy Caverns of Winter music from Earthbound, except only it was extended and seemed to have been in reverse. And the image for the save file you see is just a preview of the level you are on. It's just red static for all 3 levels and files. What freaked me out more was the character select. It only showed Tails, Knuckles, and, to my surprise, Dr. Robotnik! I was sure that something was up. I mean, how could you play it as Robotnik in a classic Sonic game, for crying out loud? And I realised, this wasn't a glitchy game. It was a hacked game. Yep, definitely looked hacked. It was really creepy. But as a smart gamer, I wasn't scared. I always tried not to be. I told myself it was just a hacked game, and nothing was wrong with that. Anyways, shaking off that creeped out feeling, I picked file 1 and chose Tails. When I selected and started, the game froze for about 5 seconds, and I heard a creepy pixelated laugh that sounded awful like that Kefka guy from Final Fantasy, before crashing to black. The screen stayed black for 10 seconds or more. And it showed the typical title thing, except for the simplistic shapes were different shades of red, and the text only showed Hill! Act 1! The screen faded in, and the level title vanished, revealing Tails in Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1. The music was different though. It sounded like a peaceful melody in reverse. Anyway, I started playing and had Tails start running like you would in any of the classic Sonic games. What was odd was that as Tails was running along the level, there was nothing but flat ground and a few trees for 5 minutes. That's when the peaceful music started to lower down into its slow, deep tones, slowly as I kept going. I suddenly saw something. I stopped to see what it is. It was one of the small animals lying dead on the ground, bleeding. That's when the music started to slow down. Tails had a shocked and sudden look on his face that I never saw him have before. So I had him keep moving along. I saw that worried look on his face. As he kept moving, I saw more dead animals as Tails moved past them, looking more and more worried as the music lowers and moves past more dead animals. I wish there was a way to save these things, but there wasn't. It was programmed in. Why would anyone do this? I was shocked to see how they all died. So they looked like someone killed them in a rather gruesome way. A squirrel was hanged on a tree with what appeared to be his entrails hanging out. A bunny had all 4 of his wings torn off. And a duck had his eyes gouged out and his throat slit. I felt sick to my stomach when I saw this massacre. Apparently so did Tails. After a few more seconds, there was no more animals and the music seemed to have stopped. Then, I saw a man with a hole punched right through his chest. It looked like my friend Kyle. After a minute passed and the music stopped, Tails was running up a hill, and then he stopped. It wasn't until I saw why. Sonic was there, and he was with his eyes closed. Sonic was there on the other side of the screen, with his back against Tails with his eyes closed. Tails looked happy to see Sonic, and his smile forward. Obviously, noting that Sonic wasn't responding to him, it was, if not acting as if he was totally oblivious of Tails' presence. Tails walked slowly towards Sonic, and I noticed that I hadn't been even moving my keyboard to make him move. This must have been cutscene. Sonic? Suddenly I began to have a growing feel of dread as Tails walked closer to Sonic to get his attention. Sonic, please respond. I felt as if Tails was in danger, and something bad was going to happen. I heard a faint static getting louder as Tails was but inches away from Sonic and stopped and stuck his hand out to touch him. That foreboding feeling in my gut was growing stronger, and I felt the urge to tell Tails to get away from Sonic as the static grew louder. Sonic, I'm worried. Why aren't you responding to me? Suddenly, in a split second, I saw Sonic's eyes open. They were black with those red glowing dots, just like that title image. Thought there wasn't a smile. When that happened, the screen turned black and the static turned on. It stayed black for about 7 seconds, and a white text appeared, forming a message. Hello, do you want to play with me? At this point, I got creeped out. I didn't want to continue with the game, but my curiosity got the better of me, and I was taken to a different level with a different level title saying, Hide and Seek. This time, I was in the Angel Island level from Sonic 3. It looked like everything was on fire. Tails looked at me as if he was scared out of his wits this time. He actually looked at me and made frantic gestures to me as if he wanted to get out this area as fast as possible. I was starting to get freaked out by this. I mean, Tails was actually breaking the fourth wall, trying to tell me to get him out of there. So I pressed down on the arrow key as hard as I could and made him run as fast as he could. A pixelated version of the creepy thing when you meet Shadow at the Ark as Robotnik in Sonic Adventure 2 while playing as Tails. I made Tails trek through this desolate forest, trying to help him escape from whatever he was trying to run from. Suddenly I heard that creepy laugh again, that horrible Kefka laugh. Right after 10 seconds had passed, as I helped Tails run through the forest, and I started seeing those flashes of Sonic popping everywhere on the screen, again with those black and red eyes. The music changed to that of the So since, well, drowning Jingle as I see Sonic behind Tails slowly gaining up on him. Flying. Sonic wasn't running. He was actually flying! The flying pose in his sprite looks very similar to Metal Sonic's flying pose in Sonic CD. Except it was just Sonic. And he had those black and red eyes again. Only this time he had the most deranged looking grin on his face. He looked as if he was enjoying that torment he was giving that poor little fox as he gained up on him. Suddenly when Tails tripped another cutscene. Jeez. The music stopped and Sonic vanished. Tails lay there and started crying for 10 seconds. The scene was rather upsetting to watch. I kinda just teared up myself. But then Sonic appeared right in front of Tails, and Tails looked up in horror. So, this is his sidekick. Please. Sonic. Is that you? Please don't kill me. Blood started to come down from those blackened eyes of Sonic as a grin slowly grew from his face. As he looked down on the horrified fox, I could do nothing but watch. Oh, you're fat. You're fat, desperate for life. Just in a split second, Sonic lunged at Tails before the screen went black. There was a loud screeching noise that only lasted 5 seconds. The screen returned, only this time it said, "You're too slow. Want to try again?" And that god-awful laugh came with it. I was so shocked by what had happened. Did Sonic just murder Tails? No, he couldn't have. He and Tails are supposed to be best friends, right? Why did Sonic do that to him? I shook the shock off as I was brought back to the character select. The save file that had Tails was different. Tails was no longer in the box itself, but the TV screen itself, which was flickering with red static. Tails' expression scared me. His eyes were black and bleeding. His orange fur had gone black and an expression of anguish on his face. Trying to ignore it, I picked Knuckles next. The laugh came again, and the screen cut to black again, and stayed there for another 10 seconds. This time the level said, "You can't run." I was really freaked out by now. I mean, I couldn't really tell if this was a glitch or a hack, or some kind of sick, twisted joke, or anything really. But despite my fear of what happened next, I kept playing. The sky looked much different. It had the ground of Scatbrain Zone, but the sky background looked more like the menu. It had a dark, reddish, cloudy sky, but it was the music that freaked me out the most. After you beat it sounded like Gygas's theme right after you beat Pokey in Earthbound. I also noticed that Knuckles looked afraid, just like Tails did. Though, not as much. Moreover, he looked a little unnerved. He broke the fourth wall, just like Tails, and looked as if he wasn't sure what going on. But I made him move anyway. "I'm gonna take revenge for you, for what he did to my friend." Swear to God, I knew Sonic was bad since I first met him. That Eggman guy was right. Boo. He ran straight down the pathway in this dark level, and just as he did that, the screen started to flicker red, static a few times, and then her madam laugh came again. In just a few seconds of running, I noticed several blood stains on the metallic ground. I felt a growing sense of fear again as I thinking something horrible was going to happen to Knuckles. He looked nauseated looking down this blood-stained road, but it kept him going. Suddenly, as Knuckles ran, Sonic appeared right in front of him with the black and red eyes, and the red static appeared again. The static vanished, showing nothing but a black screen, saying, "Found you!" I was now scared. Sonic found Knuckles already? What's going on? Anyway, red static came again, and it was back to the level. Knuckles looked like it was panicking, and Sonic was nowhere to be found. And this time, it was the high-pitched squealing from Silent Hill's final boss was playing. Was this some kind of boss battle with Sonic? I hope to God it wasn't, honestly. Sonic, come out! Is this some kind of ability the Master Emerald gave you? You shouldn't be using the echidna's power for evil. Suddenly, Sonic appeared behind Knuckles in what appeared to be pixelated black smoke. I made Knuckles turn and punch Sonic. But Sonic appeared in black pixelated smoke again before I could even land a hit. That terrible laugh went off again. Then Sonic appeared behind Knuckles again, and I made him punch him again. And Sonic appeared, laughing. Knuckles was panicking even more. I even felt like going crazy. Sonic was practically playing with us. He was playing a sick, twisted mind game between me and Knuckles. You think teleporting will stop me from murdering you, Sonic? I saw what you did to Tails. You know, that stuff isn't cool. Another cutscene played as Knuckles fell to his knees and clutched his head, sobbing. I felt his agony. Sonic was actually driving both of us crazy. And then in a split second, Sonic lunged at Knuckles and the screen went black. When there was a distorted screeching noise that lasted for at least 3 seconds. Another text message appeared. So many souls to play with, so little time. Would you agree? What the hell? What is going on? I started to think Sonic was actually trying to talk me through the game, but I was too scared to think that. I was brought back to the main menu. This time the second file box has Knuckles on a TV screen. His red fur had darkened to a reddish grey. His red locks were dripping with blood and his eyes were black and bleeding too. He had a look of sadness on his face. I began to think these were the actual characters trapped in those TV screens at the same time. I couldn't believe it. I didn't want to believe it. So I shut the game off and took a break. Took a nap, which I hadn't. Then I began to have the most disturbing nightmare. It was pitch black darkness. I was under the light given by a lamp that hung above my head. I could hear the cries of Knuckles and Tails nearby. They were saying stuff like, "Help us! Why did you have to give us to him? And away before he gets you too." Their cries died out as I heard Sonic laugh. His laugh sounded a lot like a distorted Kefka laugh. "You're a lot of fun to play with, kid. Just like your friend Carl. Although, you didn't last long, if you know what I mean. Hubba hubba." I was scared and looking around for the source of the voice. "Won't be now until you join him and all my other friends, if you know what I mean." I saw him walking towards me, flickering in and out in several directions. "You can't run now. You're in my world, just like the others." When he grabbed me, I saw his bleeding black and red-eyed, grinning face. I woke up with a fright. After a couple of hours, I decided to continue playing the game. I don't know why, but I had to know. I had to figure out why this was happening. So I turned on the computer, turned on the game, and selected Robotnik next. I still thought that was wacky, playing as Robotnik. But anyway, the level title appeared again, and this time it said ... which I found really freaky. This time, I was in some kind of hallway. It didn't really look like any of the classic Sonic game, although it did have a pixelated style. The floor was shiny and checkered. The walls were dark greyish purple with animated candle lights through dark bloodstains here and there. There was a dark red curtain hanging from above on the top part of the screen every 12 seconds or so. That red curtain sways very slowly, but whenever you're playing the game, you can barely see it move. The music was oddly pleasant. The piano playing yet a sad yet peaceful song. I don't know it better, but I knew better. This was just a song that played in Hell Act 1. It wasn't in reverse. Robotnik didn't look exactly entirely nervous like Tails and Knuckles did, but he did have a suspicious look on his face, as if he was a bit paranoid. He did a little animation when I just left him standing. He turns his head to the left and then to the right at least twice, and then shrugs at me, as if he had no idea where he was or what he's going to do, even though I was scared out of my mind of what was going to happen. I had Robotnik kind of continue onward. He did his usual running animation. You know, when you're beating him at the end of a classic Sonic game, and you chase him, it'll continue going through the hallway. We stop at long flight of stairs heading downwards. I was nervous. Even Robotnik seemed unsure of himself, although I pressed onward. They led Robotnik down the stairs. I noticed that the walls have gone darker and more reddish. The red torches are now an eerie blue. Then we landed onto another hallway. This one was longer than the last one, or at least felt like that. Then I heard that horrid Kefka laugh again, and the music slowly faded out until it was quiet. As if the walls turned more dark red and the torches were black framed now. And Robotnik landed onto the third hallway. I noticed he looked really creeped out now. Well, he tried to hide it. I couldn't blame him. I was scared too. Suddenly, Sonic popped out right in front of Robotnik in the same way he did for Knuckles, and then red static. Red static lasted for 15 seconds. It showed me the most unpleasant image. This image showed a photorealistic picture of Sonic standing in the darkness, where you can only see his face, his head and torso faded into black. Why I say photorealistic, I mean its fur looked so real. I could actually see the lines in his blue fur. I could actually feel the fur if you touch the screen. His face. Oh my god! The most horrifying face I've ever seen. And that's saying something, considering I saw that image at the start of the game. His eyes were wide and black, and once again was crying blood, which also looked very realistic. There are two small glowing red dots in the back and those black eyes staring right at me, as if staring into my mind. His grin was wide and demonic, as if it literally stretched to the side of his face like the Cheshire Cat, except Sonic Cat's fangs, very sharp fangs, much like a werewolf's teeth. It's more vicious looking, somewhat yellowish from the looks of it. He had stains of blood and small bits of his flesh, and his lips and fangs as if he ate a small animal. I stared at the gruesome image for a good 30 seconds, never taking my eyes off it. I felt as if he was looking at me, smiling at me, a face. It took me 10 seconds for it to etch itself into my brain for good. And then the screen flickered with the red static again 3 times. And the third time I heard the Kefka laugh, except this time it sounded distorted, demonic even. I went back to the image again, except this time there was the text again, although it was messed up. It was pretty much the most horrifying things I've looked at since I had this game. Oh my god. Then I realised, I read that message while looking at Sonic. When it hit me, I realised that this Sonic was a monster. Pure evil. Sadistic, all-powerful, nightmarish, demented monster. And all of his victims, including Tails, Knuckles, Robotnik, and possibly Kyle, were all just little toys. This game is the very gateway into this chaotic, nightmarish world and very hell for the victims he's trapped in. Suddenly, in some split second, I screamed as Sonic lunged at the screen, stretching loudly with his mouth wide open to an unnatural length, revealing nothing but literally spiraling abyss of pure darkness before the red static came this time. This time, much louder and distorted, so loud it hurt my ears. I yelled and grabbed at my ears as the red static screeched for a good 7 seconds. Then it stopped, showed nothing but a black screen. As I sat there staring at the black screen, one last text came up. Ready for round 2, Tom? Wanna know how I got these scars? They programmed them in, Tom. This Kef laugh, sounding more clear as if Sonic was right behind me, played 3 more times as I looked at the text in shocking confusion. Then I got booted to the main menu, as this time the third tile had the TV images of Robotnik in the same tormented state as Tails and Knuckles. Robotnik's skin turned dull grey, his mustache drooped and had blackened, his glasses broken, blood is coming from them. He had a mere dead-like expression on his face. I looked at Tails, Robotnik, and cried a bit. I pitied them for the agony they were going through. They were forever trapped in that game, forever tormented by that horrid hedgehog. And then my computer shut itself off. I couldn't turn it on, but no matter what I did. I sat there for like maybe 25 seconds, horrified by what just happened. Sonic is the very embodiment of evil. He tortures people who play his game in more than one. And then, when he gets bored, he drags you into the game, literally drags you into hell, where he can play with you always as his toy. I can't get the game out of my computer. I think it's stuck there, but at least I managed to turn it back on now. As I sat there, I heard a voice right behind me, like a whisper. Try to keep this interesting for me, Tom. I turned around to see where the voice came from, and what I saw made me scream. Sitting in my bed, staring at me, was a Sonic plushie, spying on me with blood stains on its eye. So, and it said to me, Tom, I had to get a new bag from Hot Topic because of you. You stained it with blood. Anyway, this story's a piece of crap. Why did I read this? I don't know. It was actually physically painful to read through. I actually had to take a 2-hour break just to read the rest of this. Please, why do I subject myself to this pain? Ah!